Here on the Pilgrims Trail, also known as the Monk Trail. Here on the Pilgrims Trail, also known as the Monk Trail, according to the locals here in Chiang Mai. I'm here with Alexander, my evil stepson, and his girlfriend Trine. So we are excited to see and what we find here. Do you describe yourself as a vegan?
I would describe myself as out of shape.
Out of
That's
shape.
for sure.
But are you vegan?
I try to, for the most part. But in Denmark it's quite difficult when you work at a company and it's not as accessible vegan food everywhere. So, but I try to at home. I'm definitely vegan.
Cool. What do you think about Thailand? What do you think about Southern Thailand? What is the best of Southern Thailand and what is the worst of Southern Thailand?
Southern Thailand, the best is probably Koh Tao and the islands, and then probably the Andaman Sea and the PP Islands, Bamboo Island for sure. The only problem is there's way too many tourists, especially a lot of Chinese and Russian tourists, and they're very rude, and I just don't like it, and they get salesman on the street trying to sell you a taxi or food or a trip or something.
So how do you, what do you think about Chiang Mai compared to Southern Thailand?
Chiang Mai is definitely less touristy. The only problem is things are not as accessible, but if you want to get away from the tourists and you just want to experience Thailand, food, nature, then definitely go to Chiang Mai instead. If you want to experience some beautiful blue ocean, you have to go to the south and to PP Islands.
What do you mean about it's not as accessible here in the north?
Usually down south there's like a big street where everybody lives on, so you just go down the street. There's if you need a trip or a taxi or a restaurant or fruit shake or whatever, here you have to go a bit further, so I would recommend having a bike or using Uber or taxi or something, or a bike if you want to get around.
What about the amount of vegan restaurants and vegan options?
In the south there's like on Koh Tao, which is a pretty small island, we found one vegan restaurant. In Krabi we found one as well. There's a lot of restaurants where you can get them to do vegetarian options. So you just ask them, can I get this? Yes, sure, we're just gonna make it for you however you like it. For purely vegan places there's not as many. But I found like the vegan places I've been to, it's very salty, it's very the food is very fat, it's deep fried. So actually I would rather maybe just go to a cheaper, like say Chinese or Thai restaurant and have them make a dish with rice and vegetables instead. So you can just, all the places sell rice and vegetables, almost all the restaurants, you can just get them to make the food for you.
Have you tried to get like water fried vegetables?
Yeah, I just say to them, I don't want you to fry it in oil, and they're just like, okay. And they just fry it, and also a lot of the dishes are in oyster sauce. A lot of the vegetable dishes, so I just say, can you not use oyster sauce, use like sweet and sour or curry sauce, and just fry it in that instead.
Cool, thank you.
No problem.
What about the diving in the south?
The problem about the diving in the south, here in Thailand, is that most of the coral reefs are destroyed. Because unlike, let's say, Egypt, where all the coral reefs are national parks, here they don't really care. They just dump maybe 20 boats with 50 open water students on each, dump them on the ground and teach them how to dive. And all the open water students, they don't know how to trim in the water. So they step on the corals, they smash into the corals, and so all the corals are destroyed.
And trimming means that the buoyancy, that they don't go down and hit the coral reef.
Yeah, being neutrally buoyant in the water, so you don't hit the corals and stuff. If you go to Egypt, they take you for a check dive from the shore first to check your buoyancy. If your buoyancy is not good, they want you to take a peak performance buoyancy course first, so you learn how to be neutrally buoyant in the water before they take you to the reefs. Here, you just go to the pool or you go to the shore, do a confined water session, and you go out to the ocean. And you just try it out with your instructor, and they hit the corals, and it's mostly destroyed. And they're having problems now because a lot of the tourists, like me, who are maybe PADI scuba instructors, when I teach somebody back home in Denmark and they ask, okay, where can I go see some beautiful coral, I will not recommend going to the south of Thailand. Now that I've seen it, how destroyed it is, I would recommend them going to Egypt or Gili Islands or somewhere else.
Cool. What do you think about is the fruit disappointing at this time in the winter here in Thailand? This is the beginning of February.
Some of the fruit is good and some of the fruit is not very good. As I expected all the fruit to be very sweet, but a lot of especially the dragon fruit, I was very disappointed. It doesn't taste of anything, it's just like water. I found some good mangoes, I also gotten some bad mangoes. The same with bananas, some sweet bananas, some not so sweet bananas. So,
what is the biggest disappointment of Chiang Mai? In south it was the tourists. Here is
the most disappointing, but I knew that already, is there's no water to swim in, and our hotel doesn't have any pool, so there's no water to go in. But obviously when you're in the north of Thailand, you're not here to go on a swim vacation, you're here to see nature and eat fruit and maybe at some vegan places or do whatever. Go to Chiang Mai, go to Doi Suthep and look at the mountain and so on.
Yeah, you haven't checked out the waterfalls yet.
No. We saw some waterfalls in the south, but we haven't seen any waterfalls up here north yet.
The Doi Suthep Park. Secret park of Doi Suthep. Tarzan. Wait.